Yes, sir.
Okay, welcome back to the class. Okay, speaking part one, the examiner asks the candidate about him, herself, his, her home, work or studies, and other familiar topics. For example, daily routine. Okay, Adam, let's talk about
Okay.
daily routines. So, what would you like to change in your daily routine? Do you want to change
Uh,
your daily routine? First of all, you tell me what is your daily routine? What do you do normally every day?
1 second, sir. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, about your daily routine. What is your daily routine? What do you do every day mostly? What are the most things that you do every day?
As you know, the pandemic going on.
Yeah.
So my daily routine. So in normal days, it was different. Nowadays, it is different.
Okay.
So in normal day, I usually used to sleep at 2 o'clock,
Uh-huh.
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
So nowadays, yes, nowadays I don't, you can say, I don't really sleep that much. I just sleep at, go to bed at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Oh, in the morning, whole
So
night you keep waking.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yes. So they, it because I have to do my tasks, my assign my teachers. Uh, as I told you before that I do my work first until 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just start doing my class
Mm.
homework. You can say assignments, prepare my quiz and other thing like that. And the assignment and any homework given by teacher.
Mm.
So after doing that, then you can say I go to my bed and sleep. So after that, I just wake up at uh, 11 o'clock, uh,
Mm.
10 minutes before 11 o'clock, 10 or 15 minutes. So, so that I just prepare myself for class. So I
Mm-hmm.
take my first class, and as timetable is different, Monday, Tuesday, following days. So it depend on days timetable. So in Monday, I usually get free from class, like you can say 6 o'clock.
Mm. Take it. All right.
So so after that, I just go get myself together and just you can say I just went downstairs so I can eat. So
Uh-huh.
afterwards, I went for a sport, you can say badminton.
Uh-huh.
So after that, 9 o'clock, almost you call me
Mm-hmm.
usually.
Yeah,
So
usually.
always you usually call me. So I went back,
Mm-hmm.
and then can say I take your class with
All right.
you,
All right.
and then afterward you can say then I start doing my work. So this
Mm.
is all my routine, but I think this will change from tomorrow. As you know, the
Mm.
Ramadan, the
For
month of
Ramadan.
Ramadan. So yes,
So,
so
so
there will
what
be a big
what
difference.
change? What change do you want in your routine work? In your routine?
I actually want that I want to sleep early. Like
Uh,
usually I used to sleep at 2 o'clock. So I want it is okay if I sleep 2 o'clock. But I think sleeping 5 o'clock or 5 o'clock and you can stay awake at
mm.
11 o'clock. So I don't think it's a proper you can say proper
So,
sleep. So I
so
think
you want to
I
change your
should
timetable.
concentrate.
You want to
Yes.
change your timetable, your dining time, and your sleeping time. You want to readjust them. Is that
Yes.
okay?
Yes. Yes.
Are all your days the same? Do you have the same days every day?
No, actually not.
Mhm.
Usually you can say sometime friend came, sometime you can say some relative came. So it depends. You can say daily routine. Things go. Some things like my online classes, they keep going as usual.
Mm.
But you can say other thing like some guests came to home, so I have to. You can say went downstairs and you can say many things, and I also have to meet them. So
Mm.
it depends how it go every day. So things can be different.
All right.
Conditions can be different.
Okay. So days are different. You see, day to day, you have different activities. So are your
Yes.
Saturday, Sunday weekends, are your weekends different from weekdays?
Yes, of course. Weekdays are my, you can say, relaxing days.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually used to sleep well. You can say I sleep a lot
Weekdays,
on weekdays.
listen, weekdays mean Monday to Friday. Okay.
Oh, sorry,
Weekend,
weekdays. Sorry,
weekends,
weekend. Sorry, I mix it up.
weekends.
Sorry.
Okay. Weekend, Saturday, Sunday. All right.
Okay.
So your
Okay. Sorry.
weekends are different.
Yes, of course.
So how different you see your weekends from your weekdays?
Weekends, as, as I told you, usually I used to awake 11 o'clock. So I kept sleeping on weekends. So as you know, there is no classes to take, and so or I have no task to do, and you can say I got relief from my work too. So I just concentrate to let myself to feel comfortable. So I sleep when I want to sleep. I just wake up on weekends and as I want. So you can say I let myself to be comfortable, and I also watch movies. You can say also at that. So I don't usually watch movies that much, but on weekend I usually watch movies and sleep and eat nothing else.
All
And
right.
also some assignment, you can say in,
Mm.
you can say I also manage some assignment, but they don't took that much time. So I
Mm.
easily manage those.
All right. Tell me about your typical weekday and your typical weekends. I think the same question that you have already told me about your weekdays and about your weekends. So, what is the balance of work or study and free time in your normal days? Do you have balance in your free time and in your work? How do you balance?
Uh, Actually, you can say that I am a lazy person.
Mm-hmm.
So if I start doing any task, so I give it all my time to that task.
Mm.
So you can say that I just do a task with my full concentration, but I take much time. So I can, it have, you can say cause me a great, you can say loss of time, but you can say that in sense that the time have not been lost.
All right.
So because I cover my some syllabus, you can say that some my weak points, I concentrate on my weak points. So you can say that I
Do you like your
never
study?
mind actually.
Do you like your studies?
Yes, of course. I like my studies because I am very passionate with this course because I just decide myself that I want to be this person. I want to be a programmer.
Okay.
So I am very much
Okay.
comfortable with my study and I love my study.
Okay. How do you feel without your hobbies? I mean,
Uh,
your
Free time hobbies.
leisure time hobbies. When you are not when.
Actually, actually, I mentioned earlier that in my free time I usually used to watch movies, and also in weekends I usually went for football matches sometimes. So when my team members call me, so as they usually fix match on weekends. So sometime I went for a football match. So what was your question actually?
Well, I myself forgot about it. Okay, never mind. So, do you have your see YouTube channel?
Yes, of course. I have my YouTube channel, but I don't concentrate that much on it.
Okay, why don't you send me link on my email?
Uh, okay, right now.
And time later. Okay,
Okay,
when you get free, sometimes you send me your link, so I will see and what are your hobbies and how you kill time. Are you interested in your
no,
video game?
no. Actually, I don't upload any of my, you can say, content. Actually,
Um,
nowadays I am just uploading material from, you can say, from my class, online classes. Actually, some student have problems, so they want to watch lecture again.
mm-hmm.
So some teacher don't, you can say, give their extra time. So I have that technology. So I just doing, you can say, social work like that. So I
Oh,
am just helping them so they can easily to
so
tackle their problems.
you are
So
uploading the lectures, I mean, is that?
yes, of course.
And your
Yes, I
notes
am actually, I am not uploading. I am not uploading those lectures in order to gain
sharing.
anything. I am
Share.
just yes, I
Uh-huh.
am just sharing and doing social work. You can say social work.
So you are active on you see Facebook ID or you have your YouTube channel?
No,
Okay.
actually, I am not that much active on Facebook. I had Facebook account, so
Mm,
now it actually blocked by Facebook because
mm,
I did some terrible things. I know that I broke the rule.
mhm,
Actually, I used to. I was just testing things. You can say, as we learn from, you can say, testing, and you can say by damaging things. So I was just testing things. So
mhm,
I was uploading
mhm.
some content which was belong to
So,
another person or
of course.
another company.
Uh,
So they gave me strike. So Facebook blocked me, and
uh,
my, you can say, that account was very important and
mhm.
dear to me. Actually, I
Okay.
had a lot of data on it, my personal
Oh.
pictures on it. So I did a terrible mistake. So actually, I am really, you can say,
Mhm.
I
So
have a regret about that. Why do
anyway,
I just
you
test
just
on that account?
you send me your my Facebook YouTube channel link. I
Okay,
maybe I will come on and see. Maybe it is useful for me as well. Okay.
okay,
All right.
okay, of course.
So, are you interested in video games?
Yes, of course, I am interested in video games.
Do you play PUBG?
Yes, of course, I usually mentioned in
Ah,
our daily
okay.
lectures. I usually used to play with my friend, but nowadays I am not that much active. You can say, from 2 or 3 weeks. So
So PUBG is about killing people, or what is it about?
actually, not killing people. Actually, you can say if we take it as positive way.
Uh,
So actually, it trains us to be patient.
it it
If
it,
we
it
did any mistake,
uh,
it causes us to lose our life, or not our life, actually to lose over a player or a game. So
uh,
actually it's not a concept that as in our country people usually are illiterate, so they think PUBG is a cause of you can say people killing themselves, suicides. So I don't think this is a game which you can
mm,
say letting people
mm,
to suicide. Actually,
mm.
some people, you can say, have that
People
you can
are
say
already
mindset
crazy. Some people,
crazy. Yes,
there are CC adventurous people always in every society. Okay,
yes,
sometimes.
we cannot blame the game for their
Um,
acts actually.
all right. So, are there any weapons that you use in PUBG? Symbolic weapons, you mean? I mean,
Symbolic. What do you mean by symbolic?
But naturally, it's not the real weapons. It's those symbols, like you see somebody's carrying a weapon, and it gives the sounds like you see using a weapon. So, is there any kind of feelings when you are playing PUBG? You are carrying guns, or you see grenades, or all these things. Is it about attacking,
Or
defending?
you are
Eh,
saying that in physical I you want to say in physical I to feel
no,
like
no, no.
I
In
am
the
doing this in real world.
in the game, is it the any use of weapons in the game? I mean to say, not in the real sense. Is it
Yes, in the game.
attacking? A game is like attacking
Yes,
and
actually, a game
defending.
is about yes, game is about attacking and defending. Yes, of
Defending.
course.
Okay. So
In game there are different tools. You can say grips and weapons, bags, and other things like that.
are there
So
aeroplanes
yes,
as
of course
well?
there are strategies. Yes, aeroplanes, and
Ah,
there are day by day they you can say they add different things. They remove the different thing you can say to interacting people so they
so
people
is the game
you can say
is this
keep
game
playing their
free?
game.
Is this game free, or you have to pay for this?
Actually, this game is free, but you can say there are some features, there are some costumes, there are some skin for guns. So people usually used to buy those, even they are very expensive. You can say,
Oh.
like a gun paint can cost, you can say, uh, more than 1 lakh.
Uh-huh.
Usually more than 1 lakh.
Mm.
I think it can also cause 3 to 4 lakh. Some famous YouTubers
Uh-huh.
who used to play games, so they spend a lot of money on these things. So
Mhm.
they,
Mm.
although they earn from it, but
Mm.
they
Mm.
also you can they spend on it.
Okay. So yeah, when you are using aeroplanes, so do you feel real like flying in the aeroplane?
No, actually, as I mentioned, my mind, I have trained my mind,
Mm.
so I don't really. I am just playing it for, you can say, keep interact with my friends, and
Mm.
we
Uh-huh.
usually used to jokes, and we are just not playing game. Actually,
Uh-huh.
we are playing so we can
Mm.
spend our time together.
All right.
We don't play game as a game. You can
So,
actually we play game as a game, but we don't really that much crazy about it that
so
we you can say.
do you think that video games are the part of your daily routine?
Yes, of course.
Mm. Do
Actually,
you,
before PUBG, I was not really know about any gun. I was,
mm.
you can say, I am also I have learned also some skills how to defend myself.
Mm.
You can say my mind is also broad, even though
Mm.
I think PUBG broad-minded my brain actually.
Mm.
Before PUBG,
Mm.
my grade were not that good,
Mm.
so I start playing PUBG. So
Mm.
indirectly you can say actually what is our brain, how our brain work. If
Mm.
we concentrate on anything, or we start doing and uh, dig dig
Mm.
deeper, so our brain you can just start working and gain experience. So I
Mm.
think PUBG have that in it. So some people you can say in Pakistan, over poverty level and over literacy level is not that much higher. So not some people, even majority of the people think that PUBG is a suicide game or anything like that. Even though they don't really know what it is about, they just claim that PUBG is like, you can say, a suicide game or something like that. Actually, there was a game or an app you usually heard. It was about like fishing like thing. It was so people start playing, and they usually you can say manipulate with the people minds. But PUBG is not that like that. Actually, there was a wave or rumor, I think,
Mm.
about a game about a shark or
Mm.
something like that.
Mm.
So, but PUBG is not like that.
Okay. So, do you think that in future, and the wars will be controlled from home? For example, you are sitting in your room, and you on your TV screen, you can see
Actually, yes, of course, there are, you can
border
say,
areas and
there are
from.
remote control
Mm,
drones nowadays, remote
mm.
control vehicles. So yes, of course, there will be remote control
Yeah, you
wireless
see,
wars between robots.
with our mobile phone from anywhere in the world, we control our cameras, video cameras. So that
Yes,
means that
of course.
we can also control the weapons as well. Somewhere lying
Yes,
missiles,
of course.
and if the control of those missiles are given to you, maybe army are also see noticing that which you see which one boy is very expert in video games, and maybe he can help a lot in you see
Actually, there are concept.
controlling airplanes,
You are talking
missiles.
about a concept, of
Hmm.
course.
Hmm.
So there was a movie I used to watch.
Hmm.
So there usually actually you as you using a concept of training people like that through
Hmm.
video games. So they used to train people and choose people through video games. So yes, I can think that army are using, and the different people can use our data in order to, you can say, access of abilities,
Uh,
so they can know that how capable
hmm.
capable we are as a person, or as a, you can say, skills.
Hmm.
So yes, of course.
So, is there any, you see, online fights with the Indians for scoring? I mean to say, not in real attacks. So, are there any, you see, chances, for example, you belong to Pakistan Army and your rivals, opponents, they belong to Indian Army, and you make a fight over Kashmir on how to defend the attack Pakistan border, and you defend like previously a game was there, aeroplanes came in Pakistan, and you see our fighters, they just attacked them and just destroyed them. So do you think that this type of video games can be there on online, and you can play all that?
uh, I don't really get your point, like you are
You
saying
see,
that.
in previous recently, there was real aeroplanes. You see, they came into Pakistan, and Pakistan fighters, they just fired missile on them and destroyed them. And Abhinandan was captured. So it can be a
Yes, of course.
story like this, that you see Abhinandan on his video game sitting on the computer, and he comes in as he selects, you see, his aeroplane, and he comes into Pakistan. And from our side, for example, you are the pilot, and you take your fighter up in the sky, and you see attack, and Abhinandan falls down. And the same story in a video game. Is it possible that stories like this?
Yeah. Yes, of course, why not?
And any of your, you see, Indian, see, young boy, he can become an Abhinandan, who takes an aeroplane, sits in it, and he on his mission to come into Pakistan and throw some CC missiles or somewhere in the forest, and reaching a target, and you intercept there, you see, you make an counter attack or intercept them, so they should to fail their mission. So these type of games are possible.
Actually, yes, these type of games are actually exist
Exist,
even
exist.
nowadays. Yes.
So we can start a fight with any nationality. We can start a war on video games. So we can start a war with Americans as well. You see,
Of
our
course, there are gaming zone in Pakistan, even though. So there are server behind them. So like there are war games like Call of Duty
Call
and
of Duty.
other games. So people usually play online with opponents.
Mm.
Also, PUBG is also an online game with other players. As you
Other.
are saying that we have to compete other players,
Mm.
and a real player, not a bot. You can say a computer players. No,
Uh-huh.
they are real players.
Mm-hmm.
Opponent are also real players, and we also came to know that
Mhm.
from which country they belong, as
Mm.
they have their flag or when they
Mhm.
die, or you can say when they kill us. So we see their
Actually,
flag from which country
actually, the wars today, these days, wars are very much like video games. Okay, see somewhere in the control center, some you see operator is sitting like you see person on the video game is sitting, a young boy sitting on his video game computer. So somewhere in the control center, some you see some young man, he is operating his maybe computer or some things like that. And you see a real aeroplane, you see, just goes up in the sky. He just fires the missile, leaves the missile, and it is a person in the control center, and he drives the missile to the right place, and he is watching the whole
actually,
field.
you are asking, you are saying there are drones,
Yes, drones are also
the
there,
concept
and
of drones.
the people are also
Yes.
you see controlling the
If
drones from their control center. They are not really flying drone
yes,
in themselves.
if we can control drones, so we can also control airplanes. Why not?
Mm. So this is I was thinking. So I mean, in the coming time, and when the time coming, for example, now is that on the borders, so there are, you see, military persons. So they are with their what I should say, telescopes, not telescopes, I mean say binoculars. They are दूरबीन जिसे कहते हैं, binoculars. They're using their
Yes.
binoculars, and they're taking view
Scopes.
with their eyes on the borders, and nothing is coming, nothing is going, no, nothing is crossing the borders, no people are coming. So the same thing now with the help of cameras. You see, we can from the home. There's no need to go to the border and sit there with the gun hiding somewhere. Automatic guns are, you see, fixed, and you see if somebody is coming, you can control the gun from your home, and you can attack and finish the enemy.
Actually, I think we can. There are other apps which can themselves defend the border also. Even though nowadays computer don't even need person, because if a target is moving toward
Mm.
the you can say gun or anything, any defending thing, so
Mm.
the app or a software
Uh,
active itself and defend itself.
mm.
So I think this concept is also, you can say,
So I mean,
the
we
best
don't.
one.
Everything is, you see, automatic, and we don't need you see so many people working on the borders. And the machines are, you see, there, and we just we need people just for dusting those things, because these are automatic weapons, and what we need are a few satellites and automatic
Yes.
missiles, a defense system, and all that. So there's no need to fly into anybody else's zones. Just there will be. It's all about missiles. There's no need of aeroplanes as well.
Yes.
So isn't that? So controlling the missiles, you see, anybody can control missiles from anywhere. Okay. The Americans, they have automatic their control system. If their control system is stolen, okay, data is stolen, and somewhere else, so you see a person, hackers can use the coding or all that. So a country's, you see, defense system is at risk, because these systems
Actually,
are operated on internet.
Actually, these systems are very efficient. Actually, they have to trigger some, you can say something physical also. They
Yeah,
are
yeah.
not that you can say
Yes, yes. This is the
everything is
real word.
remotely.
Yeah.
Actually,
Mm,
they have a, you can say, if sometimes you see movie, they
mm,
just switch. They have a switch. 2% operate it with, you can say, there are two key type things, so
mm.
they operate them manually.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, these things should kept in high security, so in order to cope hacking and other thing like they take measure so that they have to trigger manually some
Mm.
and they have to fulfill some protocol
You know,
manually. So
and you see the countries, different countries, their data is on, you see, internet. Okay, like you
yes,
see our what I should say, Nadra. or passport data, that is also on computer. Another data is on computer. Many universities, they
Yes.
have their data on internet, so they are using internet.
Yes.
Almost universities are using internet. So what is a university or an office or passport office or another office, their data, or you see LDA office, they have their data. So hackers can steal that data from internet because it's lying. Just a few code, what it should say, password or codes. Data is protected with that. And if that is cracked, or you see, the other thing is that data is encrypted form. So if it so happens that if a person is able to uncrypt, okay, or you see
Decrypt.
decode something, or you see or hack the password or something. So you see, informations can be stolen like this.
If a hacker gain
Mhm.
just, you can say, theft of data,
Yeah.
so I think there is no difficulty to
Mhm.
decode that data for them.
Yes, yes. So do you
So
think that in future hackers will be the soldiers, real soldiers?
nowadays, even I did ethical hacking, so I think I don't mention that.
Ah.
So oversight usually used to say that I am working for some people. So we are also, you can say that, uh, soldiers. So even in wars, you can say Pakistani hackers and Indian hackers, they
Mm.
usually used to, you can say, hack each other's
Mhm.
computers. So country to country, yes, there are even they mention bombs in
Mhm.
hacking also. So
Yes,
they
you
have
see,
their terms too.
the future soldiers, they may not need to go to the borders where there is gunfire or all that. You see, the future soldiers, they need to go into the bunkers underground at safe place where even missile doesn't work. So from there, they will control the whole thing. Do you think that these future
There
soldiers
will
will be
be
like that?
there will be data war in the future.
Oh,
I
that
think
was, you are very right.
there
Okay,
will be
now.
data war, information war.
Mhm.
So yes, of course, your concept of hacking is valid. I think, according to
Hacker,
me,
hackers will be the real soldiers.
yes.
Okay.
Actually, nowadays, as I
Uh,
mentioned, my sir, my mentor usually talk that told us that we work with those people. You can say, if we don't mention it, it will be good for our own sake. So yes,
all right.
so they usually, they did things like that.
Okay.
Nowadays, even though
Part two of the test. Let's come to that. Describe something you own which is very important to you. Do you have anything very important?
I
Any
have
yes.
very important, I
Anything
have
anything that belongs to you and you think that is very important, like your mobile phone, your laptop, or
actually, it's
your
not a
car.
non-living thing. You
Yes.
can say it not a non-living thing, but I
Mm-hmm.
also not own it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say I don't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I mentioned in previous lectures
Uh-huh.
that I am engaged. So actually,
No, no. Yeah. So, what is important in your life?
so I am going to word that. Let
Uh,
me
uh,
first mention.
uh.
Let me create the plot. So the person I am engaged with, so she is very important and dear to me.
No, it's about things. It's not the persons. Like you have your
Okay.
car, your mobile phone, your computer data, or your data, or books, or things like this.
So actually, I have fewer things in my life which are very important to me. Even I have fewer things.
Mm-hmm.
So like my mobile, my laptop,
Mm-hmm.
and my bike.
Okay, yeah, three things.
So
Which
you
is
can say that I actually earn money first, then I spend on these things, and I actually buy them by my own self.
Okay.
not by my father's money. So actually, you can
All right.
say that I have their
Mhm.
value. I know their value.
Okay, you
I
see,
know their worth.
you have motorbike. Okay, you use it very much. Okay, this is really very important to you, and without your motorbike, you cannot live. One thing, or maybe
No,
you.
actually, you can. Actually, I don't mention that I can live without
Mm,
motorbike. Actually, I struggle a lot in my life. So yes, I can live without motorbike.
mhm.
There is no difficulty without motorbike. So I don't think that the concept of that living without
Okay,
motorbike,
okay. I mean that you feel a lot of you
it
feel a
will be difficult.
lot
Yes,
troubled. Okay, for example, if your motorbike is not working, maybe you feel a lot troubled, or if you are not using it very
yes, of
frequently,
course. Sometime
then
I'm,
it
of
will
course.
not be a problem. If, for example, if you
So
use your
of course,
motorbike
sometime
once a
my
week.
father borrow.
Mm,
Sometimes my father borrow my motorbike. So yes, so if I have to go somewhere, so it is difficult. I mentioned in weekend,
mm, mhm.
so I went for playing football matches. So yes, it you can say that it is difficult for me to manage without motorbike. So
Okay,
there are some places where there is no local conveyance, or you can say
so
rickshaw or something like.
let me think. There are, you see, a few things which are important in your life. Maybe your data that you have in your computer. Okay, maybe the laptop that you use for your lectures, that is important, and maybe mobile phones, that is expensive and it is a gift, and you that's very expensive, and you don't want to lose it. Maybe the bike. So the things, things like things. So what shall we talk about? Your data, your computer, your mobile phone, your bike. So which one thing that we shall talk about?
You can talk about all of these things you
No,
mentioned.
no, 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 no. Most important. Most important is only one.
Mm, actually, I mentioned that everything have its own words in my
There
life.
are so many things.
Actually,
There are so many things important in our life, but there are
so
some
you
things.
can say that I can live without motorbike. I can live without mobile phone.
Uh-huh.
But you can say that without computer, because
Uh,
I have nowadays computer course, as I mentioned, I am doing
mm,
PSCS. So it all related to the computer. So without computer, it will be. You can
mm.
say that I am a soldier without a
Okay.
gun.
Okay.
Suicide missions.
Computer is your weapon. And now, say, where did you tell us about computers? Where you got it from? Okay, you have to tell me these things. Where you got it from? How long have you had it? Okay, and what you use it for? Okay, what's the use of the computer? Because these are the questions in part two, and explain why it is so important to you. Okay, tell me about your computer,
So
how you
my
got
computer
it. So these are the
actually,
things that you will cover in
if
your
you
speech.
are asking if you are asking me for the history that my first computer or a computer I
No, no,
have right now.
the present computer that you have now.
Okay. Actually, first time I asked my father that I want a computer. So actually, at that time, you can say I was free at home.
Hmm.
There was nothing, I was doing nothing.
Hmm.
You can say, I was preparing for my math subject
Hmm.
only.
Hmm.
So I had a lot of free time. So I think that I should do online work. So I asked my father if he will, you can say, give me some money, around about 40K. So I
Hmm.
will earn the money and will return him back.
Hmm.
So he don't ask me to return him,
Hmm.
though, but you can say
Hmm.
I ask him. I at first time,
Hmm.
so I myself returned that money to him anyway.
Hmm.
So I went with my friend. You can say Bahria Town. There was a shop, so
Hmm.
we buy it from there. It was about, you can say, 44
Hmm.
k. It was
Hmm.
44K rupees. So I custom manually customize my computer. So
Okay.
that at that time it was really expensive at that time. Nowadays the prices of the computer are very much rise. So I
Mm.
think if I will buy sell this my computer, which I was buy about 44K, now it
Mhm.
can be sell about 70 to 80K.
Mhm. Okay.
So yes, the rate of the computer have rise that
Mm.
much. Anyway,
Okay.
so I bought. Actually, I installed a SSD hard drive,
Mm-hmm.
so which was really important to me because the speed of the computer matters a lot, as you know,
Yes,
as
yes.
you are also a user of computer. So
Mm.
SSD RAM is a main factor, I think.
Mm.
Even
Mm.
though 4 GB of RAM can also work, but
Oh.
SSD RAM is really,
Mm.
really amazing. It did
Mm-hmm.
a really amazing work.
Okay.
So it was about for 11,000 K only for I spent only for SSD hard drive
All right.
11,000 K.
Okay.
So
So, what is the capacity? How many terabyte it has?
it is not terabyte. It is half of terabyte,
Half terabyte.
512
500 GB.
GB,
500 GB it has.
512 GB.
All right. That's good. Now, how long have you been having your computer with you? How long
Actually,
have you been
I
using
think
it?
it it is 2.5 year. I think no, I think it is 2 year. I think
2 years now that
I
you
am not
have
confirmed.
you've been using it. Okay, it's all right. We don't need to go to that detail. Okay, if they are asking, just give us rough estimate because they are not
Yes.
concerned about this fact that really what is the they will not ask you about the receipt. But the thing is that if they are asking, you can say 2 years or 2.5 years, whatever that comes to your mind. Okay.
Okay.
Next is that how do you use your computer? What's the use of your computer with you?
As I mentioned, that at first time I just buy it for working. So
Uh,
afterwards, as I was known that I have to choose computer course, so computer will be very essential, and uh,
uh,
I have, you can say it a weapon for me. So as
uh,
I have a computer course, so
uh,
it is like that I am reading a course. If there will be no computer, I am reading a course without, you can say, without a book.
mhm.
So I am a soldier without a big weapon. If I don't, you can say, by at that time computer.
Uh,
So yes, computer is very important to me
so
right now.
what's the main use of your computer for studies or games or you see social media?
No, it is not game. It is not for game. So
It's
you can skip
studies.
games. It is for study and also for work.
Okay. So it is that when they will give you this type of task. Okay, they will ask you to tell about the most important thing in your life and how you got that and how long you had it with you and what's the use of that thing and how important it is that. And do you think that it is very important because it is a gift from your father or birthday gift or something like that? Or you bought it by your own self? Or it's a prize or
Actually,
reward?
I buy it by myself. So it is worth, you can say, worthy.
Uh,
You can say to mention that I have buy it by myself. So it is worthful for me, even though you can say money is no matter, but
uh,
the money earned by myself, even at younger age, you can say that even though my age fellows,
uh-huh.
they don't even concern about money to earn or to do work.
Hmm.
So they just, you can say, even though they just uh, spending their father's money, and you can say in wrong ways also. So I
Oh.
am very, you can say, decent person in that manner. So decent, and you can say also, what I can say that
Okay.
responsible person, you can say that,
All
as
right.
according to which also suit my name.
Oh, oh, yes, of course. I got it. Now, you see, part three, and there are some discussion topics. How values change. What kind of profession shows status in your country? Possession, sorry. What kind of possessions show status in your country? We have so many things which are symbol of our status, like a big car, big house, or you see how people show that they are important and they are about their status. Okay, what are the possessions that
Mm,
people have? You see, usually they show the other people to prove that they have a good status.
so as you mentioned, people show their houses. So even though people show their hospitality,
Mm.
you can say
Pet
even
as well, yes, of
that
course.
also matters. So
Uh-huh.
also the cars, expensive cars. So there are other things you can say. People waste, even though waste money even
Mm.
on useless things. So
Yeah.
this is also the way you can say show their money.
Mm.
So
So
yes, of
some
course.
what possessions you have to show your status? Do you have gold items,
In
expensive?
actually at my age, actually at my age, I
Mm.
have, you can say that I have a you can say around about a watch which is around about 25K.
Uh,
So it is not usual
mm.
for a person at my age to wear a
Mm.
25K watch. So it is also, you can say that, a symbol of my, you can say that
Status.
status.
Okay.
So yes.
And so,
And also I have a mobile which is earned by my own self, so it is also worthy thing to mention that it is not also, it is also expensive.
mm,
So it is about around about 40, it is also 40K. It
okay.
is also, so also my bike, other thing I can also mention that
Mm.
even though
So,
people don't have
mm,
such things
mm.
at my age.
Okay. So, what kind of possessions show status in your country? So, people have different kind of things, expensive things. So, how people show their status? With what things people show their status?
People, you can say there are people show their status like wearing gold.
Ah, wearing gold.
You can say that there is a famous person, you can say he's only just wear gold. What
Uh-huh.
is his name? I just don't remember his name.
Okay.
Zafar Supari, I think.
The first party. All right then. Yes, might
So
be. He get
there are
might be some.
person.
Hmm. So
Yes,
he wears a lot of gold.
yes.
Okay. What other things? You see, Land Cruiser.
Yes, Land Cruisers. There are other cars right now. I think Land Cruiser is old now. Nowadays, there are new cars, new companies who are introducing new cars.
Which
So
one? Audi. Uh,
Hyundai, Audi, and others like that.
So is Audi your favorite?
Actually, I am not that much of, you can say, familiar with the cars, but older version of cars are my favorite, like Schrade customized, if
Mm,
they are customized. So yes, Schrade.
mm.
I actually like racing cars, so but I am not have that much data about those cars.
Are you interested in car races?
Yes, of course. I usually used to play games about car racing. You
No,
can say
you want? Do you go to see races? You see, I have. There are clubs and they have races somewhere in Phase 6 defense, and they go there and they run cars
actually I usually used to watch. You can say racing videos.
on videos.
Nowadays, actually nowadays, if I mention
All right, all right.
that will be better.
So, do you think that it was different for your grandparents? Okay, people now they have some things like gold, cars, big house, animals. So, how was it different? Have you seen your parents, grandparents?
Yes, of course. My grandmother is alive,
Alive. Okay.
Alhamdulillah, and my
Mashallah.
grandfather,
Okay.
he died. You can say he died
So,
6 to 7 years ago.
yes. See, so, what the possessions? What was their ideas about status? So, what things they had? Do you think?
Actually,
They,
Actually, if you
if,
ask me about my grandfather, he was
yes.
not that kind of person to show off things, but actually he had large, vast area of land. He had, you can say that,
Landlord.
100 acres of, yes, he was landlord actually, but he don't usually show off things. So he had, you can say, 100 acre of land.
So
So that was
his
he was only the only the one of the owner who had that much of, you can say, worthy, you can say, much expensive land in my whole village. So you can say that
so
his status was
do you still
a
have the
bigger.
do you still have that land?
Actually, yes, my father and my you
Do
can say
you
that my.
do you plan to make a housing society there, like Malak Niaz made in
No,
Bahria
actually,
Town?
we are not business kind of people.
Okay.
You can say that actually, our generation, you can say that my cousins and our thoughts are, you can say that we have that thought, but actually, my father and my uncles, they don't think about doing these things, kind of things. Actually,
Okay.
they just, you can say that.
Agriculture.
Yes, they no, they don't even do agriculture by themselves. They
Uh,
just gave it on rent.
all rent. Okay.
So
All right.
on
So
lease, you can say that.
lease on lease they have given. Okay, now. So, do you think that people have possessions to show their status? So, is there any, do you think it was different for your grandparents about the things to show status? Was it different with the
Ac-
grandparents?
Actually, old age, I think old time there was no such thing to show off status. Yes, of
Uh,
course, there was
in
things like people first introduced when the phone were introduced. So the
um,
people who have phones, so they were known as the wealthy person, or they show off their status that they have had phone. Even though we don't really bother nowadays, even some person have a phone, even though at that time the phone were of bigger size, even though, but
there are also
they
social
were.
links.
But
Their social links are also symbol of status. For example,
yes, of course.
if I have hello hi with Prime Minister, so it is also a status.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So in the past, I think it was more the links. They were more important than you see the things because everybody had horses. No, in the past, their horses were you see Land Cruiser. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So next we see the consumer
Even
society.
though in nowadays, there are, you can say,
Uh,
the weapons are also.
Weapons
We
are
can
also
also
symbol
mention
of.
weapons. Even
Yes,
though
yes.
people, but in our community, Pathans gave, uh,
Ah,
you can say, AK-47 and other guns as a gift on wedding.
yes, yes,
It
yes.
is also a symbol of respect for people. So
Mm.
we can also say that weapons
Oh,
are also there to show off their status,
yes, yes. Symbol of
are
status.
also used.
Okay, the consumer society, example question that modern society is often called materialistic. Do you think that modern society is materialistic? They don't care about people and relations. They just more believe in give and take money.
Yes,
Do
of course. If I told myself, even though
mm,
my father, they have respect for the relationship, you can say that.
yeah.
But even in our generation, new generation, younger generation, we don't have respect and place for, you can say, relationship. We don't have respect for our elders and the youngers. So the basic ideas of, you can say, Islamic ideas, to respect the elder and give respect to the younger, it is, you can say, far away from our generation.
Okay.
You can say.
Okay, so these changes have taken place. So do you think that consumerism is a positive or a negative development? Consumerism is means spending money a lot, buying things. So do you think that buying expensive things, more things is a positive thing or negative thing?
If those things are useful in our daily life, and you can say that they are if we are gaining anything from those things, so yes, they are useful. But if we are just buying those things, and you can say after spending money, a lot of money, so we just don't bother about that thing, so it is useless if we don't really use those things, and we don't have any use. But if we have any business like that, we can use it, and we should really have to buy it.
So we should buy the things that we
it
need.
depend it depend on the priority or need of the people.
So wasting money is a negative development, you know.
Yes.
So we should be very sensible in spending money and in earning
Yeah,
money as
of
well.
course. Of course, in Islam, wasting money is a sin also, you can say that.
Yes, yes, yes. So the consumer market example questions are: what is the role of advertisement? Do you think advertisements are very important in business?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So what type of advertisement do you think are more effective?
You can say
Newspaper,
emotional,
TV, internet.
emotional.
Mhm.
The source of, are you saying about the source of
Type
advertisement, or you
type
can
of
say
type of
type,
advertisement is
emotional,
media. I mean to say.
emotional
There are you
media
see
source?
there are you see pamphlets are also there. That's advertisement. You
Yes, of
see
course.
billboards are also advertisements. So and internet is also a source of advertisement. Our social links are also you see, and internet links are also
I think
it's a sort of
actually, I
advertisement
think social media. Uh, I think social media is on the lead nowadays.
nowadays. Yeah.
Yes,
Mm,
there was a price of you can say TV advertisement, but
mm,
nowadays they are just, you can say, falling
mm.
down, and in the darker of their time. So nowadays it is the time of social media
Okay.
advertisement.
How do you think the internet will affect buying patterns in the future? Do you think that people are more using internet to buy things, shopping, online shopping, I mean?
Uh, you can say that in Western, but in our community in Pakistan,
Mm.
we don't have that concept in, you can say that in our, because po- our poverty level is very high, so people don't really buy that much from online. But concept is taking place, as you can say that the time in also in Pakistan. So uh,
Okay. So in our you see, behavior relating to buying, selling things, that is also changing. We are doing a business online. Hello, are you
yes, yes,
there?
I'm here. Yes,
So
sir.
we are our habits of doing business are also changing. We are buying online, we are selling online, and you see these days pandemic is there. People don't risk going to the market, and so do you like to go to the market and for you see shopping?
Uh, yes, of course. I just do physical shopping, not online shopping.
Okay. Do you go very often
Because
for
also because online shopping is very expensive also,
risky as
and
well?
also we don't know what we are purchasing,
Oh, yes.
the type of material we are purchasing.
Yes, yes.
So actually, you can say people also, there are scammers. So
Uh,
there are always threat of, you can say, being
uh,
getting
uh,
scammed. So I don't
mhm.
really buy online. I just
Okay.
go for physical in physical.
You go for shopping alone or with friends?
First time I just go with a friend. So after afterward I just go by my own self. And even though I just, you can say that some people can go along with me, uh, those who don't really know how to do shopping. As you know, it is also came with the experience how to shop things. So
Mm,
you can say people, the businessman is there just to, you can say, sell things for their profit,
mm,
but the consumer have to be careful also. There are also physical scammers. We don't
mm,
really, you can say that, came to know we got also scammed. Even experienced person also got scammed.
mm, mhm.
But there are lesser chances in physical than, you can say, online shop.
Okay. Do you make shopping on principle, or you just make bargaining to reduce the price?
Actually, I just do a little bit of bargaining when I am alone. As
Mm,
you know, when we are in group, we have a impact on the,
mm.
you can say, seller also. So he
Yes.
also get confused. But when we are alone, so they are experienced, they know how to deal with the customer like that.
Mm, mm,
So they just, you can say, they deal with the passion and with the, you can say, uh, get the consumer under pressure.
mm,
And you can say that some people like, if I talk myself,
mm,
sometimes I just ask for a thing for the price,
mm,
even though I don't really want to buy it. But
mm,
you
mm.
can say that I just, you can say, to satisfy my ego, what will he say, I just ask for
Um,
a price, and I am not just buying it.
mm.
So this is also a matter
Okay. You
when we
are
are alone.
you test your guessing. Okay. You guess something,
Yeah.
for example, it's 100 rupees, and you test it by asking the price from the shopkeeper. Okay, dear. It is end of the test today, and I'll hope to meet you tomorrow once again at about
Okay,
10:30.
sir.
Okay,
Inshallah.
after 10:30. Okay, take care now.
Okay.
So tomorrow there is, you see, Ramadan is also, maybe you wake up very early. So take rest,
Okay, inshallah.
stay blessed, and thank you very much for being with me. Hope to talk to you tomorrow as well. So till then, beg leave
Inshallah.
of you. Have a nice time. Goodbye.
Okay, sir. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.